Hey guys, cool blind my back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
We're back with Haikyuu and back with Kurasuno versus Inarizaki.
It is Inarizaki?
I'm pretty sure. Inarizaki. Right?
No, there it is. Inarizaki.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Itachiyama, but I think that might be the name of the
I
twins.
believe one of them has 14 points and one of them has 7, but I'm not sure which is which.
I'm pretty sure the twins have the dual numbers.
Have 7 and 7?
Yeah, they're the ones with the 14, and we just have the 7, probably.
I think it's going to be the other way around. Let's find out. Who's that guy?
I don't know, but he
Is he like the closer?
that sounds great. Man. Tech should have grabbed that name, since they're like the walls.
Maybe.
This sport seems way more centered around just like slightly annoying the other team. It's all about like their emotional state while they're playing.
I mean, that's probably true in a lot of sports.
How incredibly unfair to have these kids having to play this game where the key point is like remaining this like calm emotional state under pressure while they're literally going through the most like emotionally divisive period in their lives just from like all the hormones and changing things in their bodies.
Well,
how unfair is that?
get to burn off a lot of it on court.
You act like burning it off just like gets rid of it. In what magical world?
It helps.
Before you get tired and then angry? I don't understand how that's supposed to work. It seems extra mean to have this as a kid's sport. Like, at least adults can, like, I don't know, not have to deal with puberty and volleyball.
I don't think volleyball's unique in that aspect.
I know, but it's still like kid sports.
Yeah.
It just makes me question, like, the whole, like, timing that we have set up as, like, a society. Where it's like, are kids playing these games just because their bodies can, like, take the abuse and like the quick trying to like improve at such a rate? I just don't know. It just seems odd, you know?
I mean, sports have just been a part of humanity for as long as humanity, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a way to prepare for war without getting hurt.
But kids? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Gotta start early.
If you don't prepare them while they're children, they'll die as adults, right?
Pretty much. Inarizaki's crowd is rough.
Yeah.
Booing their own players. That's the thing, like, you know, the difference that should be between kids and pros. It's like, don't boo kids. They're kids.
Yeah, but those are also kids booing kids. And as we know, like, kids can be rough.
I suppose.
But still, like, even if I was on the other team, it'd be like, come on. It's like, cheer your people.
The whole team seemed especially rough on the...
Each other.
Well, no, that one setter in particular. Or the one server.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
It's like they want everybody to be, like, take chances, but... Like, that kid is obviously traumatized by the fact that he was only allowed one chance. He blew it. And he was never given another one. And so he's like, I gotta do this right. I can't afford to take chances because I only have the one.
He got the serve, but
yeah,
didn't get the receive.
It's just frustrating. Like, I understand that frustration. It's not having all of your options just because... the expectations are almost too high. Like, how is he supposed to learn and get better and get that calmness and get that pinch serve ability? Like, I imagine being a pinch server, that is like the worst job I can imagine being forced to do, is only being in for like 10 to 20 seconds in the game. It's like, I'm terrified of like just totally getting just bushed on the court and like in front of everybody and just being like breathing like a freight train and just sweating and just looking and barely being able to move and just like, turning into a baby elephant on the court. It's like, that sounds embarrassing. But it's less terrifying than the idea of being a pinch server.
When you touch the ball so few times, like each time becomes magnified. Or like if you mess up once of the 2 times, it's 50% of the time that you messed up.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do it 100 times and you mess up 10 times, it's only 10% of the time.
Exactly. So, like, I would not want to be a specialty server that comes in. It's like, just,
Would be rough.
Wear me out in mediocrity.
Seems rough going up against, is it Suna Rintaro or Rintaro Suna?
Yeah, Rintaro, he's the one that can, like, do his where he just, like, changes position mid-air, but he keeps his power by using his torso to make the movement.
Yeah, I wonder, like, what the, is that something unique to him, or is that something that all high-level players do? It's like in boxing, when you punch, like, you want the whole body to be involved in every punch, pretty much.
Yeah, and so everybody gets trained at that at a certain point.
Yeah, unless it's like a feint or something like that. Like, your feet, your hands, like everything's sort of tied together and going together in one motion. So, like, I imagine to get a tremendous amount of power, especially while you're up in the air and you don't have the ability to, like, drive weight using the floor. Like, I would imagine you would have to use your entire torso to generate most amount of power.
Yeah. But, like, maybe he just kind of naturally started doing that a lot earlier than all the other players. Or it's possible that he started doing that to make up for the fact that maybe he didn't have as good a reach as some other players. It's like they were able, they didn't necessarily have to, like, get their whole body into it because they were just already over the blockers because they were so tall or so high or something.
Maybe.
Generally when, like, specialty abilities, like, pop out like that, it's because they probably had, like, they had issues going up against the same...
they had to find a way to overcome.
Yeah, they had to find a way to overcome because they were having trouble that not everyone else was. So... But it's pretty cool. Like, I love the idea. As, like, it sounds like he's breaking the rules of, like, physics. Where it's just, like, especially in the first scene, it's like, I knew they were going to explain it somehow like that, but the way they, like, his head was this way, and then his head just, like, switched sideways fully. It's like, that would be weird to come up against. I remember one time we were playing a game of, like, some sort of a kickball game, but, like, Calvin was running bases and they were trying to tag him out, and they like a direct throw at him with this great big ball, and he just kind of folded himself up like a deer and jumped over the ball even though the ball had been going straight for his chest. And it was definitely one of those moments where it's like everybody's like, that's not physically possible. But it's like, when you come up against things, you make do. He was also super crazy skinny.
That helps when trying to avoid a ball.
Yeah.
Small target.
Yeah, it just turns sideways and you just go, But they really didn't get into the Libero pressure too much this episode.
No, I kind of figured it would be like a Tanaka thing where we kind of focused on him a little bit, but I guess we still have time for that. That might even be something we cover in the third set. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
he seemed to already have his process for dealing with those feelings, though,
Yeah.
Tape the fingers, finger push-ups. Bruce Lee it out.
Well, yeah, he just does the same thing he does in practice, right? And, like, you don't treat the game any differently, so therefore you're not as nervous, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But we still have a long way to go to catch up, even though, like, Kageyama definitely has gotten us quite a few points with his aces. There's been a lot of aces back and forth. Mm-hmm. But still a long way to go.
Yeah. It says something about the whole team when, like, Asahi doesn't exactly know how to comfort them. It's like generally his way of comforting them is just, being the ace, doing something awesome, and it's like, yeah! And everybody else is like, yeah! But, like, if someone's being targeted or something, he's like, how do I pump them up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's never really had to do that before because they're the steady ones that, keep him standing up.
He also just doesn't seem adept at that necessarily.
Yeah, not like a Suga or a Daichi or something like that.
So.
But they're pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the second set, but still possible we crawl back. Suga does want them to win in 2 sets, so let's see if he's right. Thank you guys for watching our reaction to Haikyuu. If you want to see our reaction to what I imagine is the remainder of this match, you can check it out right now over at blindwave.com, where you can go beyond and see up to the next 4 reactions right now. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure to subscribe. See ya.